This particular machine is a 3-ton Amana 15-SEER heat pump. It was installed about 4 years back. It's held up very well in the hot Florida sun. We sell this brand if you're interested in the Amana line. We like them. They have a great warranty, and they're made here in the United States. This particular 3-ton Amana was properly sized for the square footage of this house. All houses are different. We do a manual J to ensure that the unit we put in your home is appropriately sized and make sure that you are not going to have a mildew mold situation from oversized and over SEER ratings with improper ductwork. It is very important to have a professional tell you what you need in your home. You can't all have 5-ton units. We throw the term around SEER, which is a technical term for seasonal energy efficiency rating. Currently, the United States uses 13 SEER as its minimum. This particular unit is a 15 SEER. The higher you go, the more important it is for you as a homeowner to understand and educate yourselves on the efficiency levels of this equipment. A technician like myself or Chris can explain it to you and let you know what's best for your situation and needs. Here we're working on a Amana I have opened up for you so we can see some of the items that we are concerned with when we show up at your house. Down inside here, as you can see, are some of the components you'll see in the typical heat pump. This particular brand was an Amana, and you can see that all the pipes inside are not rubbed together or touching, which is what we like to see. No vibrations, no chafing. You'll also see down in here that there's a lot of leaves and debris. It's very important that we get these debris out of here, especially grass clippings. Here in Florida, we see a lot of grass clippings. They will rot the bottom of your machine and destroy your coil if you do not keep it clean. That's why it's so important to have a technician come out twice a year to make sure all this is taken care of for you. Inside this machine, we're in the middle of a checkup, and this is the coil surface here. What we're looking for here is damaged fins and oxidation. The aluminum in Florida, we have such a high salt content that these coils can actually become damaged from the environment and from debris and baseballs and children bumping up against it. So it's very important to look at these surfaces, make sure that they're clean. The cleaner they are, the more efficient this machine's going to work and provide cold air for you. Inside dead center of the machine right here where I'm pointing is the compressor. This component is the heart of the system. It pumps the refrigerant around and makes everything work. Without it, you have no air conditioning. It's very important to check it, make sure all the electrical connections are tight and clean, and that none of the wires have started to burn or chafe up against any of the piping. Right next to the compressor over here, this is a device called the Accumulator. The Accumulator is a component built of steel. It is always cold, it is always wet. It will eventually rust and rot and will eventually leak. It is guaranteed. We recommend replacing these every 10 to 12 years upon condition. These are a lot of the components that we're focused on during a checkup to make sure that you are not going to be stuck without heat or air when the time is in need. This component right here is your fan, your condenser fan, motor and blade. What we're looking for here is any oil that's leaking from the sealed bearings around the shaft. Looking at the machine itself, the blades, making sure that none of these are cracked or have hairline cracks in them. They will cause serious issues. We're also checking the thrust bearing and lateral play on the bearings by feeling the shaft, pushing it in and out, and moving it back and forth, making sure everything spins freely without rubbing or making any funny noises. On this particular unit, it's kind of difficult to see, but we have our gauges hooked up, and we'll make sure that when this machine's running in heat and cool that your pressures are correct. And by reading your pressures, we can also take other readings like superheats and subcool to make sure this equipment is running as efficient as it possibly can. This particular unit, as we said earlier, is a heat pump, and it is important to check this in heat and cool when weather permits. Hanging here outside the unit is an amp probe. It is clipped to your high voltage wire. We use this device to make sure that the motors, when they're running, have proper amp draws. Make sure they're working within the parameters in which the factory prefers them to work. This component here is often overlooked by many of the other air conditioning companies. This is a disconnect box, which most houses have on them. You should have something outside for turning the units on and off. A lot of the technicians will not open these and look inside them. This is also equally as important to make sure that all these electrical net connections are clean and tight, or you will have problems in here in the future.